Hi, I'm Richard from DPReview.com and I'm here with the new Fujifilm X-T30 III. And it's paired with a new 13 to 33mm f3.5 to 6.3 OIS lens. So yeah, it's all about the threes. If you're already familiar with the Fujifilm lineup, the X-T30 III is essentially the previous model, but with the film simulation dial, the advanced autofocus, and the added video modes that we saw in the XM5. And you can probably stop watching this video now. Of course, if you don't spend your life memorising Fujifilm specifications, because, I mean, that must be the case for somebody, then come with me and let me explain what that means. The X-T30 III is one of Fujifilm's entry-level models. You can tell because it has a dedicated auto switch right on the top plate. Unlike the more expensive, higher resolution X-T50, there's no image stabilization in this camera, and you get a 26 megapixel BSI CMOS sensor. It also features a rather small 2.36 million dot viewfinder and a tilt-out 1.62 million dot LCD. The new 13 to 33mm kit lens covers an unusually wide 20 to 50mm equivalent range, which we think will be particularly appreciated by people who are used to shooting the wide-angle lenses on smartphones. The X-T30 III can shoot at up to 8 frames per second using its mechanical shutter, or 20 frames per second using its electronic shutter, which does risk some wobbliness. In terms of video, it can shoot at up to 6.2K resolution using its entire sensor in what's known as open gate recording. It can also shoot 4K video at up to 60p with a minor crop, and these are pretty competitive specs for a camera at this price. The autofocus system has been trained to recognise 9 different types of subjects, such as people, animals and vehicles, though we haven't always been particularly impressed with Fujifilm's ability to track moving subjects. Another concern is the body. It offers an unusually high level of direct control, but because it's quite small, some of these controls can be a little bit fiddly and cramped. Overall though, this is a solid update to a camera we rather liked. And at $999, it's pretty competitively priced, though this does go up to $1,150 if you include the kit lens. Speaking of which, we're particularly looking forward to shooting with this lens over the coming weeks, so stay tuned to DPReview.com for the updates on that.